With a city in shambles, lives ruined, fire and debris everywhere. At least Ryoko got her Sengetsu back and everything seems fine. We can ignore that entire city was almost destroyed and the population... Well, they got money, so it's fine. What does the future entail? There's only one way to really find out, and that's to watch further episodes. But of course, the most important and pressing question on all of our hearts. What the hell is Marco going to be doing this time? Starting off with some proper backing tracks. Just giving you a full rundown of everything that has been happening so far, and I'm going to stop tapping because that can probably be picked up on the microphone. So many clubs have fallen in the wake of Ryoko and her goals. So was there a break between the last episode and this one being aired and whatnot? He's doing quite well as doing a recap for everything. It was a recap, but it's, yeah, done it all within, like, a minute and a half. Playing with our hearts once again. That's all I can really think of. Putting out, I'm guessing putting out a notice saying, oh, this is just going to be a recap episode. Ha! Tricked you. Did you think Kill la Kill was going to do something like that? I was about to say I like the outfit changes. You go and ruin it already. You can see which ones have more screen times and different clothing just in that little scene. Kill la Kill has always loved just just throwing as many actors, well, I'm using that as a term for just objects on screen as possible, like with all of the flying students every time they get hit. I'm guessing that the nudist beach is going to become a larger part of all of the proceedings. Gross. I was getting some Resident Evil vibes from that. And it needs to be restrained. No wonder they're after Sengetsu, who seems to be quite amicable. Showing some much needed weakness and almost humility. Well, that much has been established of her character so far. But is it to a destructive end? Someone turn off the intercom. Why are you piloting the... I don't like how she's animated. Well, she didn't give her any particular orders to stay away or do anything like that, so yeah. You've got to love how she seems disconnected from the show itself just because she's that much of a... I don't want to say free spirit. There's always time for more tea. She knows what's truly up. Although that you don't have to look at the glow. That does remind me though. Although now I'm just going to be able to think of his nipples every time I turn my lights on. Well, hopefully his nipples. I don't want to think of anything else. Please don't. No, she had so far escaped so lightly. Well, not entirely wrong though. She also doesn't... That's not what was being asked of her. And an unresolvable hunger for snacks, really. She ingratiated herself and got into their mindset far too quickly. Nah, you're right. What just happened? That is aptly named a grand bathhouse, yes. Is she suffering from the effects of wearing Jingetsu, or just the bath itself? Ah. They have some sharp eyes. That's quite the scars she bears. I don't trust you. You see, though those words by themselves are okay. Questionable enough, but now that it's in the bathhouse and I'm seeing this out of my corner of my eye. What is the lesson you're trying to teach here? Okay. Was that meant to be the, can't remember how many it is, 7, like, chakras? Yeah, you can't wallow in the bath for too long. And I'm guessing by extension we learn it as well. Did it... How else are you meant to dry off? If they're trying to stay hidden, they probably shouldn't plaster their logo all over the doors and whatnot. Wow, an actual beach. And he was working directly with them. Ah. I don't really want to think of him like that, but, well, that's inevitable now. I wonder why he created it. Yeah, not entirely, but... Is that a good thing, though? I don't think I want too much to do with Marco and what's going on in her head. I think I'd be driven insane. So their entire goal is, what, to return to Monkey? I don't believe it's clothing that inherently made humans what they are today. There's probably a few extra factors as well. This is either a really abstract art piece or... Okay. Are you saying that this entire thing is aliens? Okay. And what is the grand plan of it all? If nothing else, you could easily stack a warehouse with all of this. Yep, not creepy or unsettling at all. You know, it's tough not to get into the mood of things whenever he does stuff like that. Didn't expect the crossover with Alien. Not disappointed, though. seeing a Xenomorph wear a sailor outfit. Poor mouses. Okay. I guess in this world, human evolution was directly spurred on thanks to clothing. In a sense, yes. It's it's not often that we see the light rays of censorship actually come in to help. Ugh. I like the rundown of the various years of fashion. That's well, Senketsu's now having a existential crisis. I mean, you can stare at the front by the whiteboard while saying this. You don't need to whisper sensually behind her. Because story and plot. So, what started off as just some weird talking clothes that desired blood and fighting for the truth of her father's killing, you've now got a end of the world scenario. So who was born with one eye? Yep, very well hid. Kinda makes sense, yeah. That's how much they fear these god robes and the plan for humanity. They're willing to take out their only hope in case anything goes wrong. Now, we've always seen Ryoko wear Sengetsu with underwear. Now I'm thinking life fiber underwear. After they just explicitly told you that they feed on you. The title itself brought immediate fear and hesitation into her heart. This episode has been something else. I wish I could disappear into a light prism whenever I leave. Didn't take long, did it? Did she eat through all of her souvenirs that she bought? Yep, that seems to be about my last couple of days when I've been doing training at work. I don't know. I'm sure she's up for the idea. Now you're getting into those kind of philosophical questions. Have you consulted Sengetsu at all about what's going on? I mean, sure. Well, you don't have to wear clothing for it to exist. Sometimes it's just set decoration. Is no one gonna step in here? Good solution. Something about this scene doesn't quite fit. Although Mako really does hold my way of dealing with things. When things are too stressful or looking quite bad, ignore it all and find something else to do. Snacks sometimes works. This is quite the juxtaposed scene compared to world destruction and human cattle. I have many questions. I think I was right when I was saying that she is the god of this world. Just in human form. It's probably going to come up with a confrontation with Nui soon. If there's a situation or something you don't want to deal with, then become that distraction yourself. That's basically Mako's whole shtick. And if these clothing entities are intent on farming humans for their sweet, sweet nectar of blood, then, well, yeah, I can see why some people would be against it. If they had some sort of symbiotic relationship and did just completely drain them, then I think quite a few people would actually be up for that. We've seen what the allure of power does. And honestly, if we don't have to have LEDs surgically implanted, then I don't see all too much wrong with the nudist beach movement. They've created a fancy space for themselves and are actually trying to protect the world. How often is it that you see guys like that on the side of good? And was that mouse only used in the example there when he was telling the story, or is there a deeper meaning because this scientist father guy did have that pink one on his shoulder? Unless it's just a plushie or something because he's cute. But if you have enjoyed Kill la Kill, and well, I was going to say of course you did, but the less said about the bath scene the better. Let me know down below in the comment section or by leaving a like. If you want to make sure not to miss out, subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, take care of yourselves, and hopefully the proceedings of this episode haven't made you cautious of your clothing. You don't have to completely strip off, in fact, please don't, but get some rest. See you in the next one. If you want to take me into the healing waters of a bath without having to see me with my shirt off, then consider joining onto my Patreon. It's a much better option. So, to Sal, Raywin, Electricant, Dynamite 1997, Shiwan, Jennifer Rojas, Mecha, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Dark Shadow, 7899, Mats, and everyone else. Should the time come that I try my hand at world domination, I hope I can come up with a better uniform than those guys.